Hello everyone, this is Serious Trivia, and welcome back to another episode of the Speculation series for the next Three Kingdoms title from Creative Assembly. So last time we started our battle-related discussions with siege map design and siege weapons, and today we'll continue with battle-related topics, as I want to shift to units, especially in regards to unit diversity in the game. Now, ever since Three Kingdoms came out, one of the biggest complaints you might find online against the game is that it lacks unit diversity. Personally, I never saw this as an issue, since for historical titles, unit diversity can only go so far. Cataphracts, trebuchets, melee cavalry with shields, and glaive units are all already ahistorical additions to extend this roster. And in later DLCs such as The Furious Wild, we even see the addition of javelins, throwing axes, poison darts, flaming maces, tigers, elephants, and even fire-breathing juggernaut siege weapons added in to spice up these rosters. So in all honesty, I don't see the breadth of unit as an issue for the current game or for the future title. What is an issue, and can be improved upon, is how unit upgrades work in the current game. For example, if we start out our campaign with the D Militia Infantry, like most Total War games, that unit will gain experience and rank up, where it will gain 1 point of morale, 1 point of attack speed, and 1 point of evasion for each rank up. But if you want a real upgrade, you essentially have to delete your unit and recruit a brand new unit that represents a tier 2 upgraded version of the D Militia, such as the D Infantry, the Spear Warrior, or the Spear Guard. Then the process restarts until you're ready for even better versions such as the Heavy D Infantry, or the Heavy Spear Guard. And to be honest, I think this system sucks. Not only does this make your early game units irrelevant to the point where deleting retinues is one of the most optimal play in the game, it also doesn't play into the entire retinue system designed for Three Kingdom, where each general is assigned 6 units that never gets completely destroyed, unlike most other Total War titles where once your unit is destroyed you have to spawn a new one that comes completely mustered. In Three Kingdoms, the game tries to capture the population-related recruitment system by having unit types assigned to individual generals in their 6-unit retinue, and depending on your mustering bonus and replenishment rate in the local area, they will slowly muster to full after being recruited. On top of this, recruitment unlocks also shifted away from building unlocks to a combination of general rank and reforms, which I personally think is a huge improvement, given that regional-based recruitment either severely limits where you can spawn your late-game armies, as in most Total War games, your early settlements are the ones that end up being fully upgraded with the Tier 5 buildings, but by the late game, you're usually far away from such locations. So given these changes, I think it would make more sense to use a unit upgrade system similar to the recent Warriors of Chaos warband mechanic rework in Warhammer, which we have actually seen many times before in older titles such as the Amazon factions in Total War Troy. Now this type of experience-based upgrade system is usually used as a gimmick in Total War games, as a mechanic to make certain factions feel unique. But in all honesty, I think it is the superior system. Basically, under such a system, the same D Militia unit that you had in the early game will gain experience and rank until a certain point, such as rank 4 for example, where for a certain cost you can upgrade it either to the tier 2 D Infantry, the Spear Warrior, or the Spear Guard, with each specializing against different types of enemies. The upgrade process will also take away 4 ranks from your new unit, as it would have to continue to gain more experience and rank to upgrade farther. And most importantly, if such a unit ever gets wiped out, then it would have to come back 1 tier lower, because I think going all the way back to D Militia is way too punishing in the late game, especially for the AI factions. And speaking of the AI, such systems do present quite a few problems for AIs to handle, as more often than not, they're on the losing side of battles. So possibly, they could end up with only low tier units throughout the game as their army get repeatedly wiped. To alleviate this, I think adding a bit of a building component to this system, such as having the military infrastructure building, granting you access to higher tier units on the initial recruitment, will aid the AI more than the players, as they will typically go tall in their settlements and opt for more defensive buildings such as the military infrastructure building. In addition, unit starting rank bonus can be added to the AI factions based on their faction rank. So in the late game, the two other competing kingdoms, who will also be king rank, can always start with more experienced units to actually provide a challenge to the player in the late game. As currently, the AI suffers from a big problem with the current system where they never actively delete their units, which is why you'll always find the late game army of Liu Bei, Guan Yu, and Zhang Fei still hosting their starting militia stacks even past turn 100 as long as they haven't been wiped before. And by using this upgrade system, this problem would disappear, as the AI army will constantly evolve throughout the campaign just as the player. And with that, we're going to end our discussion here on bringing the unit upgrade system to Three Kingdoms 2 as the default recruitment system for all factions in the game, as I think it is an excellent system that gives every unit in the game more value. At the same time, it will also force the developers to actually think about how each unit upgrade will offer different choices for the player, instead of just giving a bit of extra defensive stat and armor to every single heavy version of the current units in the game. So let me know in the comment section below on how you feel about these suggestions, and I'll see you all next week as we'll continue to talk about why range units dominate Total War games and how that can be fixed. So until then, bye!